Since time immemorial, humans have waged war. Some scholars believe these wars are started over limited resources, religions, or possibly the rule of threes. Two comics from Houston, Texas believe that all strife comes from one group of people looking at another group of people and thinking, that group's hats are silly, and I hate them. Welcome to Silly Hats, a history podcast, with your hosts Will Loden and Nick Palermo.
Welcome to Silly Hats. We are your hosts. That's Will Loden.
And that's Nick Palermo.
And we came up with a theory, philosophy really, that we think every human conflict boils down to one group of people looking at another group of people and thinking, your hats are dumb. We should have your stuff. So, and we prove that with history.
And bars.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday, bud?
It's my birthday.
Oh, how old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 29 again.
That's clever.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm really smart.
Oh.
But since it's my birthday and we are in the Whiskey Brothers studios, we're going to talk about whiskey.
Yay. I'm a drunk.
Yeah. No, it's called the Whiskey Rebellion. Do you know about the Whiskey Rebellion?
No. I've heard it referenced. I would imagine it has to do with liquor and
mostly silly
rum
hats.
Rum runners?
Mostly silly hats. This is triangle hats versus redneck handkerchiefs.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're getting loose with the term with hats. We're already getting loose with the hats.
After the American Revolution,
Mm-hmm.
we were in $25 million of debt.
Okay.
We didn't know what to do. Alexander Hamilton of play fame,
Of recent play.
of recent play fame,
Hard to get tickets.
decided of Broadway fame.
You probably heard of it and not seen it because
Yeah.
it's real hard to get
Yeah,
tickets.
yeah,
and
yeah.
expensive. Who's paying for that? Fucking crazy.
Before 2015, the only reason people knew Alexander Hamilton is because he got by Baron Burr. Ugh. It is my birthday.
You started early.
Yeah. We were $25 million in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And we owed so much money to France. How do we pay it off?
Steal?
Well, we can't do that yet. We're not the America that we know.
Oh.
Like, this is 18th century America,
Oh,
you
this
know,
is
like
pre-thieving?
this is
We're like, it's so much easier if we just take shit.
this is
before we
goods and
figured that out.
services. This is goods and services America, not taking other people's goods and services America.
Idiot.
Yeah. So we had a bunch of farmers, right?
Mhm.
And you want to know what the farmers did with their excess corn or wheat or whatever?
I'm guessing make whiskey.
Yeah, they made hooch,
Nice.
whiskey, rum, a little bit of vodka.
I was gonna say
yeah,
vodka.
yeah.
Not too much of a Russian influence yet.
dude. Yeah, well, and you know,
Yakov Smirnoff hadn't made it on the scene. I didn't think I'd make a Yakov Smirnoff reference here or any other time.
I was hoping for it. So we owe so much money. How can we tax it? This is the first sin tax in America. All right. So they literally, like, Alexander Hamilton and his boys from them Yankees,
Them Hamilton boys.
you people, just decided to tax hooch from the West. Now,
How could you tax anything back in the old days? It's like
you literally bring tax assessors around.
you just go door to door. It's like, I'm just not gonna go to the door. Like, what are they gonna keep coming back? How are they gonna remember
that
this?
was
Keep
turning
track?
off the phone from
Yeah,
like,
what the
shitty
fuck?
text.
Just like, I died. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be so easy to avoid anything.
Well, it was
Like,
fantastic for a while, but, like, tax assessors are tax assessors. All right.
talk
And-
about them in the Bible.
Yeah, dude, Jesus,
Hated them.
not a fan.
Not a fan.
Buddha, not a fan.
I don't know anything about Buddha.
He was cool.
I feel like that's really reductionist. Yeah, it's fine.
He
Pretty
seems
good guy.
Seems like a chiller. It's a frat guy describing food.
Knows where to get a good mac and cheese burger.
Dude, yeah, no, that guy found an after hours bar. All right, so we had to tax something that was moving, right? And like beer spoils too much, so even though like Germans were coming into the country, you can only drink beer where you make it.
Not according to the Silver Bullet. You ever seen that thing? They train that bitch all over the country.
Choo choo. Was it your roast where you said I look like a guy who looks like they came right before the beer came? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, well, it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
You didn't. That was garbage. So they brought tax assessors around the West in America, and the West in America was Pennsylvania and Kentucky.
Okay.
That was the West at the time.
This was pre-Manifest Destiny.
Yeah, no, we hadn't figured out railroads. Like everyone was just
God hadn't told us to move west yet.
Everyone was clopping around on
God was fine with us being in Pennsylvania and whatnot.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah. Kicking out the Iroquois. We weren't fucking with the Choctaw or the Cherokee yet.
Not yet.
We let the Spanish do that.
That was in part 2 and 3. Those in the sequels. Of America.
What in the Kill Bill?
The trilogy.
So yeah, no, Alexander Hamilton. He's like, we've got to make a little bit of money for something, and like, all right. So a lot of the guys that moved to Pennsylvania, they fought in the Revolutionary War.
Didn't everybody? It's
Anyway.
like an Israel situation where like everybody had to join. Like there's no like you can't. No, what the fuck? You're fighting. We're all fighting.
I love the idea. I love the idea of George Washington having an Israeli accent. Oh, manifest. No,
I was gonna say I can't do it, so I hope you can.
Oh man, that's gonna be a clip for.
I'll pop in some Israeli guy there.
So George Washington, and a lot of these guys, they started in Boston and New York, and then they fought in the Revolutionary War. They were cold as shit. They did the damn thing.
Yeah. Battle hardened.
Yeah, and then after the Revolutionary War, they're like, cool, we're not gonna have to pay taxes. Like that's what we fought for.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Remember the stamp? Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah. The whole thing. They decided that. Yeah.
So that let me
So
guess.
we
Ruffled some feathers.
It did. It did.
Weren't fans.
No. So they decided to go west, and they were like, "Get out of here, Iroquois! Like I'm farming now.
We're farming for freedom.
This
Please.
is
What?
This is Pennsylvania. What? Why? That's not what
Wow.
we. Yeah.
We'll make liquor here.
Yeah, but they do. And so Alexander Hamilton decided, he was like, what can we tax? What's the easiest thing to tax? He taxes it, like we said, ruffled some feathers. Dudes who fought for America were like, no, I'm not about this.
All I have left is my liquor. You're not going to goddamn tax that.
And so they put on red handkerchiefs around their neck.
Ah.
Don't know why.
Because they're rednecks?
That came later. This is a chicken.
To protect their neck from the sun, like the people that mow lawns?
No, the fun fact about the term redneck is it's because when the Scots were fighting the English, like 400 years ago.
This is where redneck comes from?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, no. So redneck comes from the term, like Protestants would wear red handkerchiefs before they went and fucked people up.
That's just funny because like rednecks don't like be calling hillbillies, and hillbillies don't like being called rednecks, and none of them have probably ever read a book about any of this shit. And they don't know anything fucking English idiots.
As I'm from the Delta, all right. Look,
I'm from a holler.
Yeah,
I don't know about England and Scotland.
Yeah. Hi, buddy. You
Don't
talk
they wear
about Europe.
kilts?
You talk about Europe like that. That's gay as hell, and I don't appreciate it.
Europe's gay.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry.
Passports are gay.
Really, bud? Hey.
Oh, you got a passport? You got a deer hunting license?
Smell this.
It's our cousin.
Yeah. And so but religion was really important back then. And like the reason that a lot of people came to America is because they were like a lot of Europeans were like, get out. And then the weird religious people came here, and then they told the Native Americans, get out.
We're going to do what they did to us.
My dad hit me and I'm fine.
I don't carry around no trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
I'm a violent drunk. Those are unrelated.
So everyone started rebelling. Like straight up. Like they brought tax assessors into Pittsburgh, and they were like, hey, you got to give us some money for your whiskey. And everyone went, absolutely not.
Yeah, and there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And like 2 of you assholes. Y'all are from like Cambridge. And fuck out of here.
Dude, I bet they had shoes on their horse.
Yeah. They were drinking Chardonnay. They didn't care about the whiskey.
No, you have to give us the money. No, not going to happen.
Ain't gonna do it.
So they rose up wearing their red handkerchiefs.
Just drunk as shit.
Just hammered.
It's very poorly organized.
There is literally a thing called the March on Pittsburgh.
That just sounds like football fan. A march into like a big city wings. There's the March on Pittsburgh. It's greasy.
Can we get lemon pepper?
The March on Pittsburgh sounds got buffalo sauce on it.
Shout out to our fans in Buffalo. Hate that joke. But they lost. Dude, this was the last time. All right. So the Whiskey Rebellion was the last time that an acting president ever led an army. Because it was George Washington. George Washington was president.
I was just like, God damn it, I got to do this again.
Yeah, he put in his teeth.
Yeah.
And put on his
He
sword.
put in his other people's teeth. He got his slave to get him his sword. And went to
Fetched
defend
his-
freedom.
Shine my shoes.
So I can defend freedom.
Yeah, and so I can march on Pittsburgh.
Like, did you say that sentence right? I don't think that was what you meant to say.
No, it's literally there's a black guy shining George Washington shoes, so he can march on Pittsburgh
and defend freedom. Man, we're a funny country.
we are a silly country, but here's the thing: George Washington, he's a soldier. He's not a,
How old was he at this point?
He was a million.
He's like 75.
Dude, yeah, no, he was a big old man who was tired. Like
He's got wooden oxygen tanks.
he
and
was
shit.
he was 6 foot when he was in the prime of his life, which is like 1,000,000 degrees higher than everyone else. Like
Yeah.
everyone else was just fighting at 5'5", and he was
Yeah.
gigantic.
You're tiny people.
Yeah, and then he got tired and like
He just slouched over.
was in his 70s, and it was like, can we just leave everyone alone? Fine, Alexander Hamilton. Tax whiskey.
Whatever. I want to get back to my vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. But he went there and he tried to do negotiations with
With drunk rednecks
yes,
that don't want the
exactly.
whiskey tax.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd those go?
Dude, he brought his attorney general. So, like,
Oh, where is y'all's attorney?
yeah. And
Let's
then
have our attorneys talk.
the attorney general from Pennsylvania and from the United States met, and they're just imagine being the attorney general, like, yeah, no, we got to fight.
Yeah.
Like,
do y'all have like an army or something? Because
yeah, because I got a bunch of rednecks
Yeah,
ready
they're
to
pretty
go.
furious.
Yeah. Got a bunch of Protestants who fought for you literally like 10 years ago.
yeah, man. That's fucked up.
I agree.
And then they crushed them. They crushed the rebellion.
Yeah. No, we're still America. There's
Okay.
not the United States of Pennsylvania with like Altoona in it. You know?
Maybe it was a weird 15-year period.
the great state of Altoona.
It was like Prohibition. It was a wacky time period. You know? Like, who knows?
So, yeah. So they crushed him. Because you know what George Washington was good at as a general?
Crushing stuff.
Fucking sneaking up on
Oh,
people
yeah.
when they sleep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what dude, that's what he
Insurgent.
does.
He's an insurgent.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's insurgent tactics.
yeah.
It's why we lost Afghanistan.
Dude, we
the exact same reason we won America is why we lost Afghanistan.
No, this is our home, dude.
And every other war.
You can't come in and just march and be like, why don't they like us? Because they don't like you.
Why don't they fight fair? Because why would we do that? It's fucking retarded.
No. So basically, you know how George Washington, he crossed the Delaware and then he beat up a bunch of British people on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve when they
Yeah.
were drunk?
That's pretty cool.
He did the same fucking thing.
Oh wow, it
And
worked
the-
a second time.
Yeah, no, they didn't have YouTube, so they couldn't.
That's true. How would they know?
Like, no, it's Christmas. No one's gonna fuck with us
Yeah.
right now, and like, let's get hammered tonight. And he's like, hey, let's run it back. Look, I know this is a remix.
Call back to my previous slaughter. I also love the idea of like respecting holidays before slaughter. Well, we're both Christians here, so we won't kill each other
Exactly.
on Jesus'
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah,
But tomorrow I'm going to rip you limb from limb with a knife at the end of my gun.
it's only Christian stuff, though, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're never like, all right, we'll take Ramadan off.
It's the Sabbath. Yeah.
Dude, he brought the thunder.
He brought-
He brought 17,000.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Dude, 17,000 Western Pennsylvanians got their asses whooped
Whipped.
by George Washington and the federal army. I say federal because I'm Southern, so I always say shit like
Jesus,
that.
that's something you need to work
yeah,
on.
I know.
That's fucking gross.
Federal.
Federal. Yankees.
It's my birthday.
Doesn't excuse it.
No, it doesn't. But so he brought the thunder, right?
Mhm.
And we brought Pennsylvania and a bunch of northern Kentuckians because where do we get good whiskey from?
A dry county in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's Jack Daniels. That's where a lot of good bourbon comes from.
Hmm.
Is from good Christians who
Yeah.
don't like being taxed.
Yeah. Oh, poor whiskey makers.
So afterwards, what happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Did
A
they
lot-
get even? I assumed they got even.
Yeah. 24 people got hung for high treason.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's kind of not. I mean, it like. I guess, but they were fighting. You know, the tag. It's like we just fought for this. We were fighting
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing.
No,
And 10 years later, I'm a treason.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
treasonist. I don't think that's the word. Treason?
Traitor.
Traitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Treason. I'm such a
I'm
fucking
a
idiot.
treasoner.
Traitor. That's it. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, no. And so actually that
How'd they pick those 24? They like the leaders?
the loudest.
The
The
loudest.
loudest, drunkest.
You would have been hung for sure.
Yeah. Fuck you. Let's put on some Wheeler Walker. No.
Mickey Mantle isn't shit.
Yeah. I have strong opinions on the Dixie Chicks change their name to the Chicks. But yeah, no. So it was a description of like, dude, they hung him on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Next year.
George Washington is like, I murder on Christmas. Every year on Christmas, I come out and murder.
He is my savior and king. Rum bum bum.
It's like a horror movie when the blood moon comes out. It's like every Christmas, George Washington comes out.
Thank you, Jesus. Let's go.
Yeah, he comes out to stalk the streets for Jesus. You hear that rattling of the teeth? George Washington's coming.
Oh yeah. So like the thing is this was the last time a president ever rode into battle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even like mob bosses learned a long time ago. You got soldiers for that shit, okay? I'm going to stay with move. This is plausible deniability. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Dude. George Washington marched his ass to Pennsylvania and was like, I'm leading with the saber. What the fuck's up?
He's like the Russian mob where their leaders still murder. They're crazy. It's like, God damn it, dude. You're the leader.
You cannot take me because I am the biggest murderer. You know what I do on Christmas? You want to know what the fuck I do on Christmas?
They call me George Washington.
Yeah, George murdering on Jesus Day, Washington.
Wash away the non-believers with blood.
Either the Delaware or the Ohio. I'm murdering someone after I'm crossing a river on Christmas.
You should see what he does on Easter. It's fucking sick.
But yeah, so like, there's clearly a winner here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn rebellion is gotten crushed.
And that insurrection got crushed.
Yeah.
And Pennsylvania's a lot like Afghanistan.
And then no one marches on Pittsburgh anymore for any reason.
Go Steelers.
Oh.
What's his name invented the Bessemer process, and Cornelius Vanderbilt figured out, like, hey, that's a good hub for the middle of the West.
You know a lot more about Pittsburgh than I do.
Yeah, I used to finger a chick from Pittsburgh.
So what, she told you facts about the state while you
Yeah,
did it?
yeah. I wasn't good at it, so she was just telling me facts.
You know the state bird?
I wish.
I didn't make her come, but I know the state bird. I tell you the flower.
I always like going up north because I get to learn different flags. Because like all of the flags that I'm used to are all like Confederate flags.
I was gonna say.
Why is there a bear on this flag?
They're all oppression based.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's just a bird.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sweet.
Oh, you use a lot of blue. That's cool.
Nice. No red for blood. Awesome.
No, the blood of Confederate soldiers.
That George Washington shed on Christmas Eve.
George Washington. That guy.
We need to start that as like a rumor or a book or something. George Washington comes out. That'd be a great horror movie. We need to make it a horror movie. George Washington, the Christmas Killer.
It raises the question. It raises the question, like, what is a protest, right?
Get
like,
Kelsey Grammer to play him.
Was the Whiskey Rebellion like our Tiananmen Square, but we don't have like
We didn't have a
guy
picture.
standing? like, was it just a bunch of rednecks? Like, hey, I don't want to give you money for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is my Uber. This is my side hustle.
I really think. I mean, it's if they would have came after stamps again, you know what I mean? Then it would have been obviously off the table. Like, no, we're fighting again.
Yeah.
But I think because they went off their liquor and they could be like, hey, look, drunks, right?
Yeah.
It's again hitting us sinners. Syntax.
that's
really they really get over.
Yeah. And that's why I pay goddamn $8 for a pack of cigarettes
Yeah.
now.
That's why I steal.
So who do you think won?
Yeah, I think we covered that. The federal government. The federal government. Crushing rebellion and unions.
We're going to get more into
From
union
beginning
talk.
to end.
Crushing rednecks. I feel it. Protestants.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, winners.
Winners. Definitely George and the boys.
George and the boy. the Christmas killer. And his entourage.
Yeah. Bringing the thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for this segment.
Da.
Het word of the day. This is the het word of the day.
All right. This is the hat word of the day. What's our hat word today, William?
It is an automobile bonnet.
An automobile bonnet?
What kind of hat does that look like?
It looks like a fucking car on your head.
No.
Oh, that's a shame. It would be cool if it was a little race car.
I've been to a NASCAR.
Yeah.
I was about to call it a show. It's a large brimmed hat worn by women. You know all those 70s and 60s movies where they're just driving down the road and the girls have the big floppy
Or
hat.
now at a pool club in the middle of the day.
I'm sorry I didn't invite you.
Oh, I didn't even mean that. But that's hilarious. You did not invite me to a thing. God damn it, that's funny. You piece of shit.
No, it's got a large chiffon on it.
Oh.
So it's wavy.
Say it again.
Chiffon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Chiffon.
Yeah.
It's an automobile hat with a large chiffon.
It's a dumb name for a hat.
Yeah. So, all right. If you're wearing an automobile hat, this is early 19th century.
It sounds like you marched on Pittsburgh. Fucking automobile hat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I put fucking fries on my sandwiches. Yeah. Yeah.
And cheese.
Yeah. I was
Cheese
there.
whiz. On top of my fries, on top of my
I
cheeseburger.
was there for the march on Pittsburgh. What were you doing? Yeah, no, it's a beautiful old hat that started right when automobiles were happening. If you've ever read The Great Gatsby. I just paused for a second. Yeah, that one dumb book about the fake rich guy. You know what an automobile hat
I'm
is.
picturing that pointillism painting, the real popular one with the people on the grass.
Yeah, no, and they're at the MFA. Yeah. No, that's a fantastic one.
Is that the right hat?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Nice.
You crushed it with that one.
And I just thought, feel like the march on Pittsburgh, after that, they marched on the Radisson to go stay. I just had to say that.
We're going to march on Pittsburgh. Oh, man. George Washington definitely had to sound like Donald Trump when he was talking about that one. Like, we're going to march on Pittsburgh, and then we're marching all the way up to Toronto.
And then on Christmas Day, we're going to slaughter them. As per tradition.
That's
murder on Christmas. There's one thing I want America to remember about George Washington.
Wooden teeth. Murders on Christmas.
Murder on Christmas.
Forget the slave owning.
Yeah. The Christmas slaughters.
All right, I think that's it.
All right, that was a good hat word. That was
Yeah,
good. Took some time. Took some doing.
Yeah,
but
I apologize.
yeah, you sure do. All right, well, that was fun. That was our hat word, everybody. Yay!
Happy birthday.
Watch out, here they come, and they're coming fast. It's time for silly facts from the past. Silly facts from the past.
What's going on? We're doing silly facts from the past right now.
Yeah.
Nick,
What'd you find, bud?
1794, wild year for whites.
White boy summer?
Dude, it was a white boy, straight up white boy summer. So first off, Robespierre, the French Revolution was going on while we were doing our whiskey rebellion.
Hell yeah.
So the French
Everybody's fighting.
Dude, Robespierre started knocking off stuff where he was like, we're calling July Thermidor, which is hilarious.
That's fucking amazing. He's changing month names?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even considered that.
Dude,
That's
he's got
so cool.
that kind of dick. He's like, no longer July. It's Thermidor now.
They're not weekends, they're week caps. Everybody changed how you saw it.
Oh man, he came out. He said, "We're not doing religion anymore." Robespierre was like, "We're not doing religion anymore."
I love this guy.
You want to know what we got? We're doing.
We're making bracelets. What? Crafts.
Would have been way better. But
Crafts are replacing religion.
he decided to start the cult of the supreme being, and I can't say that in French, but like,
Oh, I bet it sounds sexy.
dude, it was a church that tried to be agnostic. They were like, you have to come every.
Was this a bit? Is he doing a bit? I mean,
Dude,
because that's a pretty funny bit.
the French Revolution is wild, just because French people are really silly, and then they do silly things. Like,
Dude, I loved how he renamed a fucking day.
dude, no, he really
month.
he really named a month. Do you
Yeah.
know what lobster thermidor is? It just means lobster July. It just means lobster.
What a nutty person. He's like, first order of business, changing July. What? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've been saying from the beginning, that was my first thing.
That was the
my first 100 days.
what in the FDR are you trying to do? Dude, Russia conquered Poland in 1794.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Dude, Poland always gets butt fucked unless they're
When
like
they give it back? Or how do
they lost it. And then
damn.
in the 19th century they lost it because they kept shaking hands with Habsburgs, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. Yeah, no, it was called the Battle of Radoświć. And
Sounds brief.
Polish supporters supported I really can't say this Polish name. There are too many umlauts over it. It's
Give her a go.
imagine you're a Bears fan. It's one of their last names.
Imagine you were in the March on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those guys. The mayor of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. No, the Reign of Terror started. We had a real white boy thing.
The Reign of Terror? What was that? Was that
That's Robespierre. Robespierre started
Oh.
lopping people's heads off.
Okay.
Dude, he was just like, no.
Like, they refused to not call it July.
Yeah.
I'm taking your head.
This is Thermidor. You can't go to church anymore. What? Done.
I didn't understand any of the words you said.
And here's my last fact. Cornelius Vanderbilt died.
What did he do again?
No, he was born. He didn't die. I fucked that up.
Well, it was an important time in his life.
1794, Cornelius Vanderbilt was born.
What did he do again?
He was a train magnate and a shipping magnate who he started Vanderbilt University. He was one of the Gilded Age, like.
Probably a horrible person.
I would argue against that, but
Okay.
yeah, no, he's Jeff Bezos, so I don't think he's horrible. I think he's amoral and he listens to me all the time. But
All right, that's fine. I don't know anything about anything.
No,
I
Cornelius-
didn't know who he was till a second ago.
Cornelius Vanderbilt was born, and he was a Gilded Age man.
You're doing a lot of table pounding today.
Sorry, it's my birthday.
I know.
No. Yeah, so those are the three facts
Oh,
I've got.
okay.
Yeah.
Nothing more with Vanderbilt, just that he was born or died.
You want me to talk about Vanderbilt more?
I feel like
I can talk about Vanderbilt. I just read a wonderful book on
Did you?
Vanderbilt.
What's
Yeah.
it called?
It's called
Never mind. Let's stop. I'm just joking. What's it called?
It's called The History of a Titan.
Hmm.
Because he started Vanderbilt University in Nashville, and the Tennessee Titans are there. And it's a
Oh.
pun that
Oh, I see.
it's a pun that
They were
people
the
who-
Oilers.
Yes, they were.
That's the thing I know about sports. That's one of like the two. It's one of the two things.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So those are the three facts. Just real white boy summer
Hell yeah.
in 1794.
That guy was pretty cool. He changed the whole month. If
Robespierre?
yeah, dude, that's pretty dope. I'm gonna read more about that guy.
Dude, he cried. He got to the guillotine at the end because he was too crazy, and he cried screaming like a bitch.
Well, I mean, they're gonna chop his head off. That's pretty fair. But it would have been funnier if he's like, it's not a guillotine. It's a
Changing the name for the thing.
right before he gets his head cut off. They call it a thingamabob.
All right.
Yeah, those are our facts. What's next, English guy?
And now it's time for
Lidbits, 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 Ra-pa-pa-ra-pow. Lidbits.
This is where we make fun of hats.
Welcome. Thank you, Mr. British guy. This is Lidbits. This is where we make fun of the hats that we've been talking about for the episode.
Yeah.
And in honor of the Federales fighting against whiskey, we have two of the whiskey brothers here. We have across from me Mr. Sam Demaris and Slade Ham.
Only seems fitting.
Yeah.
Hey, when you said whiskey versus the feds, I'm like, you know what side we're on. Right?
Right? Can we just vote over the phone? I know how this works.
Look at the wall. And by the way, whiskey won.
Yeah.
You understand that? Like prohibition, like they tried, and they because all the blue law shit like we have here in Texas, where whiskey makes you sinful. No, taking it away makes you fucking sinful.
Absolutely.
Blood in the streets.
Whiskey made the mafia.
And if you tally it up, more people get away with drunk driving than they ever catch. So I think
my God.
Whiskey wins.
it's not a good thing that the cops are losing constantly. I
Like
feel.
seriously, the drug cartels don't have the body count of just a few years of taking away whiskey. You understand?
Well, those cops are trying.
They're doing their damnedest. Got to up these numbers.
Don't count them out. It's not over till the fat lady sings, but she's in line at Whataburger and Beyonce's playing. So
They're going to shoot her, too.
Yeah, so we have a couple of pictures that we want to throw up. Those are two female bootleggers. You know.
Oh, well, I wouldn't do either one of them. What's next?
No, I was like, hang on. I think the one on the right can get it. She makes whiskey.
So these are bootleggers. What are they wearing? What
That's the thing. Those ain't even
Smocks and
hats.
shit.
Yeah.
Those look like two black women that don't want to get their hair wet. That's like Prince performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
It's like 5-0 goes to the distillery. I don't even know what is going on there?
Distillery bonnet.
Oh, she looks like she's best friends with Blossom. What's happening?
Was it Blossom in 6?
Yeah,
That
that's
was 6 was hot.
my most updated reference is from '96.
I was going to say,
Bring it.
Blossom was the show.
Back when TV was still square.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were heavy.
Yeah.
so heavy.
Super heavy. Yeah. So yeah, those two wonderful ladies making lovely whiskey. Those are two cops.
Yeah, obviously those are feds.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Those look like if the old guys in the balcony on the Muppets were real people.
They look like both the Kennedy
Real
shooters.
pieces of
And they're like, don't have any fun.
Oswald and Jack Ruby.
I don't trust a man in a symmetrical hat.
Yeah.
I have problems with a hat you can cut in half in any place and it's still even.
Like your profile will still look the same.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a weird gripe.
It is a weird gripe, and it also breaks apart with the sombrero. But
Right.
past that,
Although when you look at the size of the jugs of whiskey they're holding, that's Sam Demaris and Slade Ham.
that's what, two white guys?
Davenport on a Tuesday.
Those are such dumb hats. I have hats in general, which is a wonderful thing to bring up. They're just so symbolic. It's baseball caps at least serve the purpose of blocking the sun, and I understand that. But when you get around to these hats, why you got to have a brim in the back? What's for your neck? Is that what it's for? To keep the water off of you all the way?
Yeah.
I'm
usually.
guessing. Who wants a sunburned neck?
Okay, I don't know why I'm yelling at you.
I don't either.
Why do you make hats like this, Nick?
I don't wear brimmed hats like that.
All I hear is jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo.
That's one of them plays the washboard for sure.
Oh,
Do you think are they just blowing on the jugs? Is that what they're doing? Is it just a?
And they both owe a lot of apologies to black people. I mean, I think we can say that for every one of these photos.
Yeah.
Anything in black and white. Any black and white picture, the people they've got some explaining to do.
Also Polaroids.
And also with a lot of iPhones.
Anybody at a frat party in the '60s, I think.
70s, 80s, 90s.
Midtown right now.
So these hats now. What are we looking at?
So
here?
those are two Irish bootleggers.
That is P.T. Barnum meets Peaky Blinders.
That
That is the most Tommy Shelby looking motherfucker.
Like a
man, my guy can clean your chimney better than the other guy.
All right, boyo, we're making the whiskey for everyone.
Boyo is so funny.
Boyo's a very Irish, I guess, is Boyo.
He looks like somebody just goosed him in the butt. You know? That's smart.
You do have to talk that way if you wear that hat, right? Like immediately, you gotta go buy a newspaper from the kid down on the corner.
And look, see here, I have 3 gallons of whiskey that I need to get to Atlantic City now.
That's the original word problem. You see,
Get Native Americans away from it.
This is how hard women had it, okay? Bootleggers, criminals, making whiskey out in the back, dressed like this. Men, women.
Boy, like neither one
Here's
of
some
them.
overalls, you.
Go make the whiskey, you slag.
Get distilling.
Dress like you're working on cars that have barely been invented. That's
This is when you come home with your girl after the bar, and she comes out of the bathroom wearing that, and you're like, well, I'm not getting laid tonight.
yeah, but the dudes look like this. Nobody was getting laid. This is just.
I don't know.
That guy buys people.
I'm about to say this guy pays for it at a brothel. This guy takes it whether you want it or not.
Oof. Yeah, those are not attractive.
Roughly. Oh well, there's just there's,
Oh, hail the king, baby.
yeah.
Now, is it the hat band? What does the hat band represent? Something? Do you have? Is it
Style?
Gangsta?
Style?
personal choice, or
Yeah.
do you were there paisley hat bands back then?
Almost definitely.
Same reason you have
Yeah.
that broken skull on your head, I guess.
That's fair. But I don't know
No,
the
it was
rules on
a style. It was a style choice for a long time, and it used to be like a handkerchief, so you could like mop your brow and stuff until it turned into like a symbol piece.
So wait, you would pull this off?
You could. That
and
was
wipe
that
your
was
brow?
that was
Or
a band-
blood.
or
Yeah.
or the
that guy.
fingerprints off a gun.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
you. That's,
Yeah.
The hat looks like it was made on accident. You know what I mean? Like it was a bowler, and then it was made out of plastic, and he left it in the car.
That's it.
It was like, the left side's a little bigger, but it'll be fine.
That was like it was
Sink
made
it
out of
in the middle.
PVC, but they left it on the back dash in
Yeah, it was
August.
And it was Capone, so he was like, "Fuck it, say something,
It,
bitch."
look, yeah. It looks like it should have a blue tarp on the top of it, just like a roof sagging. Yeah.
Yeah, no part of that looks shaped on purpose.
I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of mobster movies, and I read up on like those old guys and everything. And it's like, if this was anybody but him, I could go on. But like, just seeing his face is so distracting because I'm just like, that fat motherfucker was the scariest person in American history. But you look at his eyes, man. That looks like you do not fuck with that dude.
Yeah.
For untouchable people, that hat looks like it's been passed around and mushed. That's-
That's fucking fantastic.
What you used to say, like a 40 at Tupac's funeral.
like,
Oh, gentlemen,
So true.
where the fuck can we find you all over the town?
follow the Whiskey Brothers. I seem to be there 7 days a week. We're on YouTube. There's plenty of chances to follow us. Often we will give away things. We're over 1,000 episodes of the podcast by the time you hear this. And at Slade Ham, if you just want to find me individually.
I am at Big Dick Hillbilly.
I don't know how we're going to put these episodes together, but I hope this follows that one so it makes sense.
I don't. I hope this stands alone.
Yeah.
I am at Tyrannosaurus Black on Instagram.
I don't know which one's better.
I swear to God, I'm gonna go look and see if Big Dick is taken. I'm on Twitter as Sam Demaris, but my bio on Twitter says actor, comedian, whiskey brother, poor white trash. So
Keep them guessing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's for the cops. Throw them off, you see.
We're coming after you after this episode. We're voted.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Of course, guys. Thanks for having us, man. Congrats on the podcast.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. Bye.
What's going on? We're doing shout outs today. Shout outs is where I shout out history teachers or just teachers in general that inspired me. And my teacher that I want to shout out today is Miss Harmeyer, my kindergarten teacher. She didn't let me get into the school picture because I bit Cameron Albin.
What's Cameron up to?
Cameron is selling stocks in Chicago now.
Huh.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Nice.
He just got married too. I didn't get invited. Not worried about it. But
Well, maybe it's coming to biting. What the fuck?
yeah, well, I shouldn't have bit him. His
Yeah.
mom was real mean too. Anyway,
Is that why you
But-
bit him?
I don't think so. I think
It might have been, though.
I'm a biter. But Miss Harmeyer didn't let me get into my school picture
Mhm.
because I was biting Cameron Albin. And I really appreciate that. Just because that taught me to be a better person and how I'm not the world's police. Yeah.
Nice.
No, Nick, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, this is a complex because I don't remember like any of my teachers. I remember like 3 of my teachers, and this one, like, he was a good teacher to me, but I always felt he was weird with the girls. He was inappropriate.
Yeah.
His name was Mr. McCardle. In my opinion, he was inappropriate. But he's the only English teacher that called me on my bullshit. He goes, I mean, this paper is real well written and everything. He's like, but you didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for fucking.
That's how you get
11th
through
grade.
school. Yeah.
It's got an opening. It's written well. I don't say shit. Sure. No one's ever said that to me. I was like, wow.
Dude, yeah. So Mr.
So in that
McCardle-
sense, he was good.
Mr. McCardle.
In many other senses, not good. Any slow raced motorcycles.
What does that even mean?
He thought this was going to impress us, which is hilarious. It's you try to go as slow as you can on the motorcycle, and the last person that crosses the finish line wins. Because it's
So
all
he-
about balance. Because you're going real slow, so it's hard to balance, right?
So he was last.
Somebody kicked his motorcycle over in the parking lot. He was furious,
Dude, that kid was cool as fuck.
I bet he still laughs about that. Like stupid asshole. Yeah,
Those are our shout outs.
those are our shout outs.
Hey, thank y'all so much for coming to Silly Hats
Thank
today.
you. We
Yeah,
appreciate it. It's his birthday.
It is my birthday. And you want to know what would be the best birthday present? Follow me on social media.
Oh.
William Lynn Loden Jr. at Facebook.com. Will_Loden
At Yahoo? What is
at
it?
Instagram.com. And yeah.
I'm Nick Hates People on everything. And then you can follow the show, Silly Hats Podcast, on Instagram, everything, and sillyhatspodcast.com. And shout out to the Whiskey Brothers for letting us on this awesome network.
Boom.
Use this beautiful studio. And, of course, we can never forget to thank the one and only Village Hat Shop of San Diego, California, since 1980. Can never forget them.
Never.
They're always in our prayers.
Yeah.
That concludes this episode of Silly Hats. Thank you for tuning into our program. Created by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Hosted by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Researched by Will Loden. Audio and video editing by Nick Palermo. Video recording and additional video support, Slade Ham and Jerry Wayne Longmire. Brought to you by the Whiskey Brothers Network. Recorded at the Whiskey Brothers Studio. Featuring comedians Slade Ham and Sam Demaris. Special thanks to the Houston Public Library and the Village Hat Shop of San Diego, California since 1980. Follow Silly Hats Podcast on all forms of social media at Silly Hats Podcast. For a full bibliography, follow us on Instagram. We'd like to especially thank the Whiskey Brothers for their support. Drink up, chaps.